Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm Lynelle Ellis, president of Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association and your host for the show, and so glad that you have joined me today. I'm going to be interviewing Linda Herbert from the Blue Mountain Land Trust in just a little bit, and I know that you will really be interested in what she has to share with us about this very important local organization. And then we'll have some station news to share as well, but let's start now with a devotional thought. You know, the other day I was driving home in my van and listening to the radio, and a voice came on the station reading some really relevant and comforting words. And these words were from the book of Isaiah. And the chapter that was being read, which is chapter 40 of Isaiah, starts with the word comfort. That's a really good word these days. That's what we need. Times have been unusual. They've been uncertain, unclear. And we've had loss. We've had unrest, and we continue to experience these things. We need comfort. And here's the beginning of that passage from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 1. Comfort. Yes, comfort my people, says your God. Speak comfort to Jerusalem and cry out to her that her warfare is ended, that her iniquity is pardoned. It's interesting that the comfort in this passage doesn't just come from the warfare being ended, which of course sounds really great and sounds like exactly what we need for people to get along and stop warring with each other. But the thing that is mentioned here as well is the iniquity being pardoned. Now, why is that so important? You know, we see so much trouble around us in the world, but the real heart of the issue, the heart of the matter, is just that, our hearts. We not only see that things aren't right all around us, but when we look, we see that things aren't right in our own hearts. We need our iniquity pardoned. And that's just what is promised in this verse, the ultimate kind of healing. And the passage goes on, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill brought low. The crooked places shall be made straight, and the rough places smooth. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. We understand this passage as a declaration that the Messiah is coming. And John the Baptist, was that voice crying in the wilderness and announcing the coming of Jesus. And this is truly good news, because Jesus' life and his death and his resurrection are the solution for our iniquity problem, that iniquity that is going to be pardoned. In verse 11 of this chapter, we read a description of who Jesus is going to be for the people of the earth. It says this, he will feed his flock like a shepherd. He will gather the lambs with his arms and carry them in his bosom and gently lead those who are with young. This is such a beautiful and comforting picture of Jesus. He is gently leading us and caring for us, drawing us to himself, and taking care of each one of us. The promise of comforting words from the beginning of this chapter is certainly fulfilled throughout the rest of this wonderful chapter. And as the chapter continues, we get a very powerful picture of God, a God who is in control of what's happening on earth. Listen to this, beginning with verse 28. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. even the youths shall faint and be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Again, comforting news. We know we sometimes feel faint and weary. We have no might, but God will give us the strength to keep going. We may not be running or flying all the time, but He promises that we will be able to walk, to keep going. I'm grateful for these comforting words from Isaiah chapter 40. We have a Messiah who can forgive our sins and who will carry us as His precious lambs. We have a God who promises to give us strength when our strength has failed. Good news indeed. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now is Linda Herbert, president of Blue Mountain Land Trust. And Linda, it is so good to have you here today.
I'm delighted to be here. And we really do appreciate the opportunity to tell our story to your viewership, too.
Yes, well, they need to hear about Blue Mountain Land Trust, and I feel like I need to learn more as well. So tell us about what this organization does here in our community.
Well, as you know, we live in a marvelous area of the country, and we have tremendous natural resources that we need to protect. And that's really where we got our start, is protecting our natural resources from development.
How long has Blue Mountain Land Trust been around?
We got our start in the late 90s. There were several landowners who were very interested in protecting their property for posterity, and there is really no other local organization that they could go to conserve their land with. And two individuals in particular, Carl and Sonia Schmidt, bought their little piece of heaven up on Titus Creek, up the Mill Creek drainage. And shortly after, they discovered that their neighbor, who had this beautiful field of wheat, planned to put an airstrip out in the wheat field. And they were like, no, 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 no. So what they did was they bought the land from him to protect it from development. And afterwards they said, but we want something more permanent, a more permanent way to protect it. So they and some other local people formed Blue Mountain Land Trust. So we are now in our 21st year.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And there are several branches or arms to the work that Blue Mountain Land Trust does. Tell us about those.
Yeah, well, obviously conservation is our primary mission, but equally important are our missions of education and recreation.
Okay.
And the way that all fits together is that we know if we can educate people about our natural resources, or if we can get them out recreating in these beautiful natural resources, they will be more inspired to support our mission of conservation.
Absolutely.
So they all tie together.
They sure do. I'm particularly interested in education, being an educator myself. So
Sure.
Talk about some of the programs you have going in that area.
Right. Our education program, I must say, is so robust. It's the envy of many land trusts. In fact, our education director was asked to present at one of the regional conventions. We had initially just a few programs called Learning on the Land, and we would do maybe 7 a season. And before COVID, we had up to like 40 events in a season. And Learning on the Land is directed to adults or to families. It's getting out and learning about, either through a hiking tour or a bus tour or a lecture, quite a variety of different ways that we would educate people about the land. And then along came what we call Nature Kids. And this was a really big deal program. Once a month, it was collaborative with other organizations in the area, free to kids, and just tremendously well received in the community. And then after that came Farm Kids. And this would be a day camp for young kids at a local CSA farm, Welcome Tagle Farms. And these kids would learn how to grow food and harvest food and make bouquets and go play in the creek and catch crawdads. And that was a tremendous program
the
as well.
best kind of education, right out there,
Yes.
hands-on.
Getting their hands dirty, yes. And then our most recent program was a field science course for high school kids.
And was that for credit for high school, or
No, not
it
for
would
credit.
be like in addition?
Yeah, this could introduce a high school kid to a possible career choice. Get him out there and get him exposed to this. They're taught by Whitman College professors. A very robust curriculum, a tremendous program.
Really good. Well, I have 3 high schoolers, so that's piquing my interest right now.
Yes, definitely.
And tell me about how COVID may have affected these events you're having, because you've just talked about a lot of in-person things.
Right. Well, one of our big events of the year was the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, which was a huge project for us, but it was also a nice little money-making project. And so obviously we couldn't pack Maxey Auditorium once again with patrons, so we made the choice to make it available online. And rather than have it be on a Friday night from 7 to 10, you could download these, you could view it anytime during the week. So it was like an 8-week-long series with a set of films each week based around a theme. Some of them were more directed towards kids. And our education specialist had a blog each week where she would come up with activities and projects that people could do related to that theme. So we had 3,400 viewers in the span of that 8 weeks, which would be the equivalent of filling Maxey Auditorium 10 times.
Yes.
So the downside was this was for free. So it was not the moneymaker, but in terms of mission and education, it was like, wow, that's...
Yeah, you really made an impact.
Yes.
You reached a lot of people.
Definitely.
A silver lining.
Yes. Now, our face-to-face projects, all of these events that we had, we pretty much just had to put those all on hold, with the exception of the Farm Kids, because the COVID restrictions are different for kids. So we were able to do that, but most of the rest of our programs for this season sadly just had to go on hold.
Until next year.
Until next year, yeah.
Yeah, or whenever we are able to kind of get back to those things.
Yeah, as soon as possible. But, Zoom has kept us in touch with our membership, and our committees, are still able to forge ahead. So gratitude for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk with me about now the recreation side of things.
All right. Recreation is mostly considered the Blues Crew. And the Blues Crew is the brainchild of Dr. Greg Brown, who is on our board and on the Recreation Committee. And what we do is we collaborate with the Forest Service, with the Corps of Engineers, with the Audubon Society, the Rumpel Nature Trail, to do trail maintenance. And last year we had 3,000 hours of volunteer work on trail maintenance. We're a little bit behind this year, but we're close to 2,000 already. We're trying to make up for lost time. And we work in the forests, and a handful of us just got back from the Malheur. Most of our efforts are close to home, close to Walla Walla, but it feels really good that 3 years in a row now we've gone deeper into our service area to help with trail maintenance further down. I tell people it's the funnest thing I've ever been involved with, and I encourage anybody that has any inclination to be outdoors while they're volunteering, give us a try.
Yes, and this is a great time to be doing that too.
Yes.
Out in the fresh air. And so many people benefit from these trails. So if you're one of those people, it's a great way to give back and go and help the trails be there for the next people who want to use them. Yeah, really great. And then what about the conservation side?
Well, we just recently rolled out our conservation plan for the next 5 years, and it's actually a very beautiful written document, but it can be accessed online at our website. And we recently filmed a webinar that went into a deeper dive about the conservation plan. You can also view that on our website. So we have what we call the 5 imperatives, and these are the natural resources that help guide us in our conservation work. These are critical resources. This is climate, soil, plants, water, and species. So those are our biggies. And we are also taking a look at how we can work towards mitigating climate change through our land trust efforts. Our executive director has said all the work that we put into our conservation easements is going to be for nothing if we can't turn around climate change. He says it's like rearranging the chairs on the deck of the Titanic. And it's so true. And there are ways that we see, especially through regenerative agriculture, that can actually be carbon sinks. So that's something that we are pursuing vigorously, how we can make a difference there.
Really good. And you've also partnered with Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association, which I'm a part, with Secret Life of the Forest.
Yes.
For which we're really grateful, because it helped us to be able to tell a story we wanted to tell.
Sure. Well, that's a mutual feeling, because that message of appreciating nature and appreciating our natural resources in such just an amazingly inspiring way, that helps us a lot.
And we have, all of us who've watched that program realize what treasures we have that we weren't aware of. You know, probably there are a few people who really understand what we've got here, but most of us living in the valley think, oh yeah, that's nice up there and we really like it. But by being able to delve in and see the specific plant species, the animals, we start to realize, wow, we really have something special and unique in so many ways, and we want to preserve that and keep it and enjoy it and have it for our children and grandchildren to enjoy.
Right.
Absolutely. So those who are watching right now might be wondering how they could be involved. How could they get in and do something with Blue Mountain Land Trust?
Well, our website is the quickest way to access all of our programs. We have volunteer sign-up places on the website. I would encourage anybody to go and just scroll through and look at our different projects, our different programs, read about our mission. There's just a number of ways that they could just jump in besides becoming a member, which I would totally encourage them to do. But that's the best way to do it, is go to the website.
Okay, go there, resources are there, and really you have lots of ways that people can become involved, either through taking some of the classes or volunteering or becoming members, supporting financially.
Right.
All of those things.
Becoming a member of a committee.
Okay, and having a voice.
Right, we have a number of committees ongoing, and we would welcome community members and members at large to come and, like you say, have a voice, make a difference.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate you taking this time to share with us about a really great organization here in our community.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back with Station News. Welcome back. It's time now for Station News. And I want to let you know about some really great programming coming up on Blue Mountain Television. The very first thing that you need to know about is October 3 at 3 p.m. And October 3 at 3 p.m. we are going to be sharing with you the Gospel Outreach Virtual Rally. And their theme is Unstoppable Love. So at least for some of you who are watching this program, on the first few times that it airs, you will be able to tune in and see this program on October 3 at 3 p.m. Gospel Outreach Rally, Unstoppable Love. And then I need to let you know about 2 new children's programs that are coming to Blue Mountain Television. We're really excited to be able to share these with our younger viewers. And the support that you're giving to the station, by the way, makes this kind of thing possible. So it's really thanks to you that we're able to bring a couple of new children's programs to the kids here in our community. One of them is called Ludi and Tootie, and this is a children's program beginning October 8. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. on Thursdays and 9 a.m. on Fridays. And this program is really for younger kids up to about 8 years old, and it's trying to help them understand God's love and what it means to be a friend of Jesus. Every single episode has a theme that's based around a Bible verse. And by the way, Tootie and Ludi love to sing and they love to exercise, so they might get your children kind of active as well. Or if you're a kid watching right now, this might be just the kind of program you want to tune into. Here's another one for kids. It's called Arnie's Shack, and it's going to be on Tuesdays at 3:30 beginning October 6th. And if you love puppets, then this is a great show for you because it's all about puppets, and these puppets are teaching, of course, positive Christian values and doing it in a really fun and engaging way. So that's Arnie's Shack. And yet another program, not a kids program, but another one that I want you to be aware of is called Unlocking Bible Prophecy. It's not that kids can't watch this too, but this one's aimed a little more in the adult direction. It's Sundays at 4 p.m., Mondays at 10 a.m., and Saturdays at 5 p.m. beginning October 4. And the host of this program is Cami Oatman, and through this series, she's going to be sharing with us about Jesus' love and how we can find that love in the heart of the book of Revelation, and how the prophecies in the book of Revelation reveal hope for us and for our future. And we could use some hope right now. So I think it's great timing to this program, and I hope you'll tune in to hear Cami Oatman in Unlocking Bible Prophecies. And we have just a little note about this show that you're watching right now, and that's that we're adjusting the time frame for it on Sundays just a little bit. It's now going to be on an hour later at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoons starting October 4, as well as the other regular times that you can see it. And if you're into watching programs online, not just on broadcast, you will also want to make note that our program, Secret Life of the Forest, is currently available thanks to the Blue Mountain Land Trust interview we just had a little bit ago. It's now available online at bmlt.org/SLF for Secret Life of the Forest. So that program's available there. And also, you will want to know that we're doing as much as we can to interact with our community, and it's been challenging in some ways, like especially getting out in person thanks to the COVID pandemic, but we're going to be able to be the guests, we being Blue Mountain Television, at the meeting of the Adventist retired workers, and they're going to be at our new facility on October 4. We're just super excited about that. We've been planning a great program for them, and again, what you do for Blue Mountain Television is helping to make that possible as well. And speaking of the new facility where we're going to host this program, we are really excited. You know the tower is up. You know we're working on getting our internet connection there. We had a work bee there where several of you came out and helped and volunteered, and board members, to clean up inside at our facility. And we're really excited as we finalize the blueprint plans for the changes that will need to be made there. We're excited about the upcoming transformation that's going to be happening in the new building so that we can actually begin to move in to that facility. You know, there are a lot of things coming up related to that are important, equipment that will need to be purchased and various projects that will need to be done. And we're going to be bringing you more details about those projects and how you can be involved in very specific aspects of that transition from our current home at Sunbridge to our new home on the Wallula Road. So stay tuned to find out more about that as we keep having this program week by week. And also just want to emphasize again that you are so important to Blue Mountain Television and its ministry. You really are the organization because it's a community-supported, viewer-supported whole ministry and organization. So thank you for what you're doing to help other people know about how much God loves them, about coming into a relationship with Jesus, and about having hope for our future. And I want to thank you again for tuning in today to the program. I look forward to seeing you next time on This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting.